The place where the decisions about ALM are discussed in the most detail is the ALCO, or Asset Liability Committee. All these topics and others, at the discretion of the board, can be discussed in the ALCO. I always like to say that to be a fly on the wall of a senior level ALCO meeting is to see where a lot of the important activities of the bank are decided. A lot of time is spent on interest rate risk and how to manage those exposures, especially if the market is experiencing a central bank tightening or loosening that will lead to higher or lower rates. The bank has to identify and then manage those exposures and take action accordingly. Participants can vary, but at a minimum they should usually include the CFO, treasurer, funding desk head, and business line heads can also be represented. A very important piece of this is that minutes must be kept, especially of the decisions taken, so there is no confusion as to what the ALM managers have to do to implement the strategy and tactics. So for example, if there's a decision taken to fix some interest rate by using an IRS, this should be recorded in the minutes. In large multinational banks, there can exist country ALCOs, which will be a replica of the firm-wide ALCO to some degree, but can get down into the real details of the local currency market risks, especially if there are exchange controls, thereby limiting how much head office funding can be drawn to plug holes locally. These monthly meetings must also be minuted and ensure that local decision-making operates within the overall corporate guidelines with respect to such things as earnings at risk, and that interest rate risk exposure limits, IREs, are being respected, with any excesses approved or cut. Due to a smaller structure than head office, all business managers should be members of the ALCO. That way there is no confusion and key personnel are involved in making sure ALM is understood and respected by the lines of business, particularly on such things as funds transfer pricing, FTP, which we'll discuss in another module in more detail. Other functions such as market and credit risk, as well as financial control, can also attend. If there is a regional treasurer, they should also be in attendance, if not in person, then virtually by phone or video. The chair can be the CCO, the Chief Country Officer, or treasurer, depending on the size of the operation. The ALCO, in a smaller structure, can play a key role in communicating to other departments the key issues the branch or sub are facing in, for example, raising funds, central bank policies, and so on, that the line managers for deposit marketers or corporate bank lending teams may not be fully aware of.